Hey everyone, it's Jason Bennett from Comics Bodega, and I got a special Kickstarter spotlight for you. I'm bringing on returning guest Madeleine Holly Rosing, who's back with another issue of Morgana Pendragon. It's currently live on Kickstarter. We'll give you all the information. Let's just jump right into it. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Just Kicking It. It's our Kickstarter Spotlight interview feature highlighting projects and creators that need to be on your radar. Today I'm joined by the writer and creator of the steampunk supernatural prose, graphic novel, and audio drama series, Boston Metaphysical Society. She's the winner of the Sloan Fellowship for Screenwriting and the Gold Aura and Bronze Telly for the public service announcement produced by Women in Film Screenwriting. She recently came off a successful Kickstarter campaign for Boston Metaphysical Society. It's issue number 4, but you could also catch up on issues 1 through 3 like I did to get the whole package. Got the signatures too, so a little extra. Just beauty there. So she's back now with the second issue of Morgana Pendragon, and it's already reached its target goal. It's heading to stretch goals. Great success already, and this is definitely one you don't want to miss. So, without further ado, I want to give the floor to writer creator Madeleine Holly Rosing. Madeleine, good to see you again. Good to see you on Kickstarter again. You've just been a beast over there.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate that and your time, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, we launched Tuesday in the morning for Morgana number 2. And you can also get Morgana number 1, either in digital or print copy. We have a lovely variant copy. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this new series of mine, uh, it um, shares some things with Boston Metaphysical in that it's loosely based on like myth and history, which I like to do. But it's about a 40-something-year-old Morgana Pendragon who has been uh, out with her mercenary group for the past 20 years after she left England, and until she receives a message to return home that her brother King Arthur is dying. So when she returns to Britain, she's met with political intrigue, assassination attempts, a son she hasn't seen in 20 years, and all with no more magic. And to top it off, there's a new threat from the north. So lots is going on. So if you like great battle sequences, action, uh, family politics, national politics.
A little bit of
uh,
magic, sword and sorcery.
yeah,
It's kind of, yeah.
we got it all, but one of the favorite things I like to do is ground my stories, particularly if they're set in the past, is in some sort of uh, reality. And so, even though obviously King Arthur and Morgana are fictional characters and they're based on a fictional story, the world they live in, I like to have it reflect uh, the world that existed then.
And that
So,
really comes through. That came through on issue 1. So if people don't know, I had the opportunity to review issue 1 of Morgana Pendragon at Comics Bodega. We'll give you the link so you can check that out and hear, learn a little bit more about it. Preview pages there too and everything. But that was something I noticed immediately that in that first issue that you were trying to capture that. That's what you were trying to have it grounded, that even though it was, fictional characters, you could still bring that real feel to the story and the characters alike. I mean, and Morgana too, who's just a strong, powerful character who is great to see in this series.
yeah, it was a lot of fun doing the research and, of course, working with my team. A big shout out to them, Alden Kaye, my interior artist, who's just phenomenal, Warnia Sahadewa, who is our colorist. I first worked with her. I brought her on to do a short that Roberta Ingranata had done the penciling uh, for a short for Boston Metaphysical.
Hmm.
Love her work, and even Alden normally does his own coloring. And so I said, no, I'm bringing somebody on. And he was like, oh yeah, this is Ace. He love.
Really nice, nice.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he
and not to forget well-known letterer Troy Peteri,
Troy,
and
yes. How can you can't forget Troy?
yeah,
No,
Troy's pretty much omnipresent in this industry. And David Avallone editing for you. I just had him on. He was my recent interview. Uh,
yeah.
great guy.
Yeah, David and I have been friends for a while, and since this is a new series, it's always get good to get other eyeballs on your scripts, on your
Sure,
stories to give, did you forget something? Something that can be, is there a better way to do something? And
sure.
it's been great working with David, because I think he's helped me level up,
Nice.
which I really, that was the whole point,
A
really.
sign of a great editor, that's for sure.
Yes. And he loves Arthurian stories and lore, so it's pretty much a perfect match.
That's great. Yeah, and like we said, your current campaign is for issue two of it's still set up for a four-issue miniseries, correct?
Correct, correct. This is a four
Um,
series, yeah.
and something that I have to point out to people is that it's a 28-page story in a 32-page book, but something I noticed from not just this campaign, not just from the recent Mystery at Pikes Peak, Boston Metaphysical, um, your early work too. y- you've always had a commitment to quality, and not just in your storytelling, the illustrations and whatnot, but with from the quality of the cover and the pages that backers can expect from your books, the metal covers and bookmarks, that is that something that is always at the forefront to make sure that I'm going to put this out this way, it needs to be of this level quality to get
Yes.
your stamp of approval on it.
Absolutely, because anything with my name on it has got to be good. It has to look beautiful. And because it's a reflection of me and it's a reflection of my choices that I make. And I started doing this a long time ago with even with my floppies, because some of my earlier one shots were in perfect bound. But I moved to floppies for budgetary reasons, but I kept the trade grade cover and interior paper, because when you get that book in the mail, I want you to feel like you're holding something substantial, that it's real in your hands and it has some weight to it. And I think backers, I personally like that. I don't like getting floppies that just kind of do this, you
Well,
know?
they definitely add something and they do elevate it to another level than what you just expect to pick up on your regular new comic book day at your local comic shop or
Yes, yes. I really, I work with some very good printers, both here and overseas. So yeah, I work very hard to make sure everything is gorgeous.
nice, nice. I love it. There's something else that's important to you that I've known. And I think it's important to point out is that representation is extremely important to
Yeah.
you. And Morgan Pendragon is a prime example of that. I mean, uh, would you agree with that? At least, I mean, throughout the
Yes,
series so far.
yes, absolutely. And the reason it's history. It's the world we live in. And people forget, or they just don't know, which is fair because they haven't done the research that I have done. is even back in the 5th and 6th century, people moved around. There were merchants and traders who were always pushing the boundaries. There was the Silk Road, which wasn't just one road, it was multiple roads all over Europe and Asia. And so you had people from different cultures coming to Britain and even up into Norway. People traveled. And so I wanted to give a sense of that in Morgana, which is the makeup of her team.
Right.
And so, yeah, some come from Europe, some come from Africa, some have a a female Korean character. And so you see a little bit of her backstory, not only in the first issue, but also on the Kickstarter page. Probably there will be future issues where I will be able to go dive deeper into everyone's backstory. Um, but it's representative of the world as it was. And um, unlike what Hollywood has been force feeding us for, 100 years, that, the world is made up of many different types of people.
The representation really comes out, and it makes for a really, for me, and I think it will for a lot of people, it feels a little more well-rounded having, that group and that sense of representation from various aspects, whether they're different races or nationalities or genders or whatever. They all have stories to tell, and they can be interwoven beautifully together. And I think that comes out in it came out in issue 1, and I'm sure it will continue in these following 3 issues.
Yeah. The other thing with Morgana, when I was first, you may or may have not heard this story before, but I had many years ago had written a Morgana script when I was at UCLA Film School, and I had a producer attached and everything for a while, and then of course it faded away like most of them do. And the story always interests me, but and that character. But the thing is, I'm I had to put that story away and that character away because I'm not that person anymore.
Okay.
She's not that person anymore. And you don't see a lot of middle-aged women represented in comics.
Sure.
You do, of course, more in the indie space. And then occasionally you will in more, say, like an Image and a Dark Horse and things like that. But also Morgana in our culture has almost always been represented as evil, the villain. Um, I have a very different take on certain relationships, which it's a spoiler, so I don't want to,
Sure. No, no, sure. We get it.
are that occur in her life. And so I just wanted to take this, no, this is a human being. This is a woman who has she has her own agency. And like you said, she has skills that she uses to be able to exist in the world, and as her team does too. And they each have their place, and she clearly listens to she listens to the advice and determines whether or not, it's good for the whole. Um, but yeah,
I think that makes her more relatable, and
yeah,
people can connect better with her because it's not just some young girl or kid. It's someone who's experienced things, and through that you gain that wisdom and a different mindset. And I think that's what's one of the great things about having her as your lead character, that she does have that relatability of you know being in that age that it's really refreshing to see.
yeah. No, it's been like I said, it's been fun writing her, and there's certainly more to come. The happy news is that Alden will be able to start working on issue 3 next week.
Whoa,
So
okay.
that is coming. Um, Now I have to go write issue 4.
Well, and is that the only title that you're still working on? Because like I said, you just got done with Mystery at Pike's
Um,
Peak 4. But
I'm I finished Lady Mechanica, which is
okay,
also currently on Kickstarter, I think for the next 8 days. The last 2 issues of the Mechanical Menagerie are currently available on Kickstarter. I'm not running that Kickstarter. Obviously, I help, publicize it, but I'm not running it. Um, I'm doing I've been doing a lot of shorts for anthologies and stuff for friends. So, but now that Alden is starting next week on number 3, issue number 4 is going to move up on the list of my ever shifting priority.
okay. Well, great. That's great for fans, and your turnaround has been great too. That like when I just got that, I wasn't expecting it as quick as I did get it from the time the campaign ended to the time I had him in my hands, which is fantastic for
Yeah.
anyone who's used the campaign or the Kickstarter platform. Um,
But yeah, those I got domestically, which does help. So I can get those more quickly. Morgana, I get a larger quantity, so that is coming from overseas. The only time I get hung up in delivering is when printing gets hung up in customs or on a boat or, something I cannot control. And
sure.
then I just let everybody know, like, hey, it's sitting in customs. I'm waiting.
Right. You were also just given the Kickstarter We Love designation. Congrats on
Yeah,
that.
thank you. Very
And
nice.
you're already on the stretch goals, which is great. So people unfamiliar with Kickstarter campaigns, stretch goals are something that are set after the target of the campaign has been reached, and when they reach certain new funding goals, you get extra freebies just by being a backer of the campaign, and
Yes.
it's more incentive that hey, you buy. Typically, it's at the physical level or higher, and then everyone gets those, and and starting off here on stretch goal number one, which is that could probably reach its goal any day, any time now, because it's getting
Yeah,
close to the target. But
yeah,
it's
we're pretty,
digital books,
yes, there are
first
6
one.
digital comics and it's a very eclectic group. I think I hate to pick favorites. I'm a big fan of Pablo Pepino. He does the artwork for Lamp Black, and I've known him for a while. I met him through Roy Chow when he did Skies of Fire, and I hired him to do some work for me, a pinup a long time ago. But we keep in touch, and I love his work. And Camille has written a fantastic story. They are actually be launching, I think, issue 5 or 6 in March for Lamp Black. So yeah, everyone, if we reach this stretch goal, which I think we will probably by the end of the day, um, everyone who pledges to a reward will get these 6 digital comics, after the end of the campaign. And so you'll get a little sneak peek of a number of titles that will be coming back on Kickstarter. So you can find out like, hey, I really like Lamp Black or a Bad Wabbit or something there. And so you're going to
Or
go
just being
follow.
exposed to other indie creators and other talent that's out there, and making products.
No, absolutely. I mean, I do the same thing because everything's reciprocal in the indie community. You already know that.
Oh yeah.
And I've gotten backers because they've picked up an issue 1 of either Boston Metaphysical or Morgana from another campaign. And they say like, hey, I really like this. And they start following me and then you get a new backer. So that's kind of the point of this is
Yeah, that's all you
introducing.
can hope for. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
wonderful.
best you can hope for.
Right.
But this is a way to introduce these wonderful stories from friends of mine. And, if you like them, then you can go follow them. And it's a win-win for everybody.
Definitely, and for comics, as a whole, and
Yeah.
the crowdfunding scene. Um, I don't know if you can reveal this or not because right now they haven't been announced, but uh, like for other stretch goals, I know you've had like some, I think you had some metal bookmarks one time as a stretch goal. I think like the second stretch goal, I don't know if it was for Mystery at Pikes Peak or if it was for Morgana 1. Is there anything that you can kind of
Oh,
what
we will have some very cool magnets later on that
that you
were
know what that's what you know what
yeah,
that's what it was. I do remember that
yeah.
it was Magna for the second.
Roberta and Granada did the art on the magnets and for Morgana. And for those of you who don't know her, she's just marvelous and has did Doctor Who for Titan Comics. I mean, you've probably seen her work around everywhere. She's done she's done two shorts for me. She did one for the trade for one of my Boston Metaphysical trades and a while back, and then she just finished one for what will eventually be the Mystery at Pikes Peak trade.
Oh, nice, nice. Collecting all four of those issues.
Well, I'll collect, yeah, all four of those issues. But whenever I do a trade, which will be a softback and a hardback, I always add extra stuff and usually like a 10, 11 page story that brand new, that's fun for everybody. Um, Usually bonus art and covers and
Okay.
all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Sometimes, artists will have like character designs or artist proofs or some rough sketches or something. It's fun to see that process, especially for people who aren't real familiar with maybe how comic books are made. You see that, it's layers, it's steps, it's an
Yeah,
evolution.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and no, so that's wonderful. All I can say is we really encourage everyone to get out there and check out Morgana Pendragon 2. And the campaign runs through Thursday, March 12th at 11:01 a.m. Pacific
1101.
time. But so yeah, you got plenty of time to definitely jump in, and join in on the fun. You can get caught up on the back issue, the last issue. There's also two covers available for this issue, and last issue was just two covers, correct?
Correct.
Um,
I
but you
like to
also had metal or foil
Oh,
versions.
I have metal versions of the covers. I only do one variant because I just think for me anyway, more than that is just getting out of control. I just like pick one, just pick one.
Well, yeah, no, no, I get it, but it also gives the opportunity for you to spotlight on just a couple cover artists too.
Yes, yes. And before I forget them, Rio Burton
Leo
is
and
cover artist for our standard cover, and Claudia Ianniciello is doing the variant, which is they're both absolutely gorgeous.
congratulations on the success so far in just a short amount of time. It's great to see that it's funded. Stretch goals almost here. It's a Kickstarter project we love, and yeah, it's definitely something I love. I can't wait to get into it to continue where I left off after my review because you left me wanting more. There was some story, there were some tales, and I know we just barely touched the surface on a couple of characters, and so I was curious to see where they go, and uh, yeah, so great work, and it's always fun to talk to you. I
Well,
hope
thank you.
all the success in the world for you and the campaign. And so get over to the campaign now through March 12th and back Morga Pendragon #2. Catch up on everything Queen of Mercia Publishing. You can get other Boston Metaphysical Society books, the audio drama series. There's so much available. You definitely want to check it out, and they're great to have. And like I mentioned earlier, the quality's top notch. So I mean, you're getting high quality product, fast service, beautiful looking content, and just overall superb publishing and what you would hope to get from a crowdfunding comic book project. So, uh, thank you so much to my guest
Thank you.
Madeleine for being here. Madeleine, as
Thank
always,
you.
great talking to you, and um, You'll be watching the rest of the campaign,
Okay.
and cheering you on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Special thanks to Madeleine Holly Rosing taking time to talk with us at Comics Bodega. Be sure to follow her on socials. Check out her website and definitely head over to Pain. And for more from Comics Bodega, you can follow us on socials as well as our website. Be sure to watch for more Just Kicking It, our Kickstarter Spotlight, coming soon with the latest and greatest. Coming up, the creators of Penny and the Yeti. So stay tuned.